How's it going?
Nothing. Today's work from home day in the Picht
I
household.
can tell.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I tell you who's not chilling.
Talk to me.
The Atlanta Braves, dude. 0 and
Dude,
7.
yikes.
You send me a rundown of what you want to talk about, but that's one of the things that just jumps out and grabs me when I
Yeah.
look at the standings and I'm perusing what's going on with Major League Baseball. Why are the Braves 0 and 7?
I mean, it's a combination of a lot of things. They are not healthy. Obviously, Ronald Acuna is not there. Spencer Strider, their best pitcher, is not there. Um, they kind of have run into some bad luck a little bit. I mean, to lose 7 in a row in the big leagues, you got to run into a little bit of bad luck. Um, and they're not hitting. I mean, they're just really just not hitting. Um, Austin Riley has said how bad he's been. I think he said something the other day about like this is an unacceptable start from somebody like me. It is. Matt Olson's been okay, nothing great. Michael Harris been okay, nothing great, and they've not gotten the contributions that they're used to getting. You don't realize, dude, or I think a lot of people don't realize how one player can really make such an impact too. Like Ronald Acuna in that lineup just lengthens your lineup by one person, and in a team of 9, one giant all-star MVP type of piece. I mean, God, just makes the world a difference, and they're not going to have Acuna probably for a couple more weeks.
0 and 7. Is that something that you feel like they can rebound from, or when does the hole get too deep?
If they were in the NL West, it'd be too deep already. You can't be 7 games behind the Dodgers. You're toast. It's just you can't make 7 games up against that team. But luckily, they have 155 more games to play, and the NL East will sabotage each other a little bit. The Mets are good. The Phillies are good. The Braves should be good. The Marlins have clearly punched above what we thought they were capable of again for the first 2 weeks, but still
Yeah.
the Nats will be competitive too, so they'll steal some wins. But I mean, if you thought the Braves were going to have, a 95 win season, that's not happening anymore. So now we got to look at, can we win 85 to 89 games and sneak it in somewhere? That's the problem though, is because the NL is going to be bunched up pretty good by a lot of teams that are right in that caliber altogether. So, luckily, the division is not going to pull super far ahead, but the wild card race is going to be tight, dude.
Biggest story right now in Major League Baseball.
There are two. One, I mean, no one will shut up about the torpedo bats. It's driving me nuts, but it's obviously the biggest story nationwide. Second thing is the Dodgers are so good. So good.
And
So
now
which
one of them seems to be real, and the other could be complete BS, right? Like the Dodgers really are so good.
Yes, they're
We
amazing.
know that it's proven. They're the defending champs. Bobblehead night, Ohtani with the walk-off. It's like, come on, get out of here with this. I mean, it's in Hollywood, but do we need a better script right now? I mean, really, it's amazing. But the torpedo,
and it's so good because everyone hate. If you don't love them, you hate them. So it's like, yes, like we got the either the hero or the villain, whatever card you want to play.
Do the Dodgers have a chance to be the best team of all time, record-wise?
Absolutely,
they do.
Yes.
What is that number, Mark? Do you know off the top of your head?
The Yankees won 125 with the playoffs combined in '98.
Okay. Yeah, that was when they swept I was a senior
Padres.
in college. They swept the Padres.
Yes.
And Ken Caminetti, God rest his soul.
But for the regular season, for the Reggie, Seattle has the record for 116. It was either 01 or 02, either Ichiro's rookie year or his second year. I forget which one it was.
Okay.
Yes.
Torpedo bats. Let's get to the torpedo bats. You're a Yankees fan. It's all anybody wanted to talk about.
It's insane.
And it is, dude. Honestly, man, I'm not in the weeds with it like you are with baseball. I don't know as much, and I'm not as dialed into the game. But it certainly smells like garbage. Like these bats are different. Guys are hitting the crap out of the ball. What gives?
I don't know. I think it smells like garbage because it's something that somebody can attach like a headline to. Dude, the Brewers. I mean, okay. Deep in the weeds, right? Yankees win 4-1 on opening day. Freddie Peralta's a very good pitcher. Yanks played a better game and won. If you watch baseball and you watch enough Yankee baseball like I do, you know that Nestor Cortez was going up there throwing that horseshit ball. Literally, that was 86, 87 cutter with no cut. And he just got teed off on. Also, the Yankees know Nestor Cortez better than any other team in the big leagues. And they play in a small stadium where the minute you get a hold of a ball, if you hit it to right field, it's going to go. Like, I don't think the torpedo bat is what made the Yankees tee off against Nestor Cortez. I also think that the Brewers gave up what, a jillion runs to somebody else, to the Royals, I think, the first game that they played right after the Yankee series. Like the Brewers are not like the Brewers don't look very good. So that's part of it. But I think it's just like a storyline that we want to attach ourselves to because everyone's looking for something that's headline grabbing, eye catching to find some sort of difference. Giancarlo Stanton used these all last year. Guys have been using these. Cody Bellinger said that the Cubs had him try a few things out last year or in 2023. Like,
Stanton used the bat all last year?
Yes, dude. Yes. This is the biggest non-story ever.
I didn't know that.
And like, if you just think about it, all you do is just move some weight from the top of the bat towards the handle and fatten out the sweet spot. Like, why would any major league hitter want to hit the ball off the end of their bat? So remove it. And if you're a pitcher that can throw that sinker or that changeup away, God bless the hitters try to hit that, Okay, you've got an advantage. But you want to
great.
But if you're a left-handed pitcher, you want to cut that ball into a right-hander's hands. Yeah, cut it into my hands. I'm gonna hit it off the handle for because the weight has been shifted. I'm gonna hit it for a home run. Okay. I think it's such a non-story.
Somebody who's not really hitting it all right now is Rafael Devers, and
oh my God.
You feel like it's because he's grossly out of shape.
I think.
In fact, the message I got from you this morning is Devers is fat.
He is. Come on, don't put me out there.
No,
for our thousands of viewers.
He is, dude. First of all, he's out of shape. There's a guy who I got to get you guys together, Cam Stewart, who does the show after mine.
I was listening to his hunger strike from 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, Cam went on a hunger strike. How ironic, because this guy's so fat. But is that something that could really bog the Red Sox down, like this dude being out of shape? Again, we talk about you get out of the gate slow. Yeah, of course, it's not going to completely torpedo, no pun intended, your whole season.
Nice.
But it can really hurt you postseason wise and down the stretch. And right now, let's take a look. So the Red Sox are 3-4. I mean, they're supposed to be one of the better teams in the league. Obviously, you can bounce back from that. But do you think this Devers thing has legs? Where will he not be able to find his footing all year long?
The Devers thing only has legs if he doesn't find his footing all year long. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because then you do the snowball and then jackasses like us continue to talk about it when we really, in reality, have no idea what's going on. We just make our best guesses. But like for a guy who, was clearly hurt last year, his shoulders were an issue. And so they told him not to swing a bat for most of winter, right? So that'll set you back with your swing, but also physically, it looks like he probably didn't do much physically in the winter. And so that's tough. Then you go into the whole psychological aspect of it where like the Red Sox maybe they didn't tell him, maybe they did, that they were going to sign Alex Bregman. And then they were like, yeah, well, Alex Bregman's going to play second. And then they thought about it and were like, yeah, we need to put the Gold Glove third baseman at third base. And I don't know what the communication was there. So there's that. And there are some guys that just can't DH, Pete. Like DHing for them gives them more time to think about how they failed or harp on the fact of what's going wrong instead of getting back into the field, making a play. Oh, nice. I made a nice scoop, made a nice throw to first. All right. My mind is like recalibrated. And then the third part of it, which is also probably psychological, is that he is struggling. And that picture of Jason Varitek, like holding him after that one game. I mean, God, it's 4 games in, dude. Like, and you could tell the weight of the world is on his shoulders.
Yeah. Do you think it will be better for him? I mean, it sounds like you do. What is it? His position is third base, right? Third or shortstop.
But you got to also know that Rafael Devers is like statistically the worst defensive third baseman in baseball over the past 2 or 3 years.
Do you think it's a situation where he'll end up going back to being a positional player every day to get in the rhythm?
I think you kind of have to at least think about it.
Yeah.
But the other problem is that they moved Alex Bregman to third base to make way for a 21 or 22-year-old rookie in Christian Campbell, who can really pick it at second and is knocking the shit out of the ball right now. So, like, do you pull Campbell out of the lineup to get Rafi going, to move Bregman over to second? Do you pull the guy you just signed in free agency out of the field to get Rafi a day in the field? Like, how do the pieces mix together? Now, Alex Cora is a smart manager, and he'll figure it out. But I think it's definitely on the table. Why not, right? Like, get him feeling part of the game. That's smart.
Well, look, you take the time to talk to me, and I love you like a brother. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time here to wax poetic about your boyfriend, Aaron Judge, playing his 1,000th game tonight against the Pirates. By the way, good news for the Pirates, because this will probably be the last game of the season they got people in the stands for, the last series at least. And so what's going on in Pittsburgh is a disgrace.
An absolute,
their owner doesn't care. They're not signing anybody.
Disaster.
I grew up before my time, that was a storied organization. And then there was a time in the early 90s where, with Jim Leland and Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla, Doug Drabeck, Andy Van Slyke, they were amazing. Right now they just suck on fire. So forget about the Pirates. I mean, that's a fool's errand to even talk about them. But Aaron Judge played in his 1,000th game tonight. What does he mean to the game?
I think Aaron Judge is the best player we've seen since Barry Bonds, and maybe the best hitter we've seen since Barry Bonds. And I don't think it's particularly close. I know he doesn't, or has had problems in the playoffs, and he hasn't won a World Series. And the one thing that would move Aaron Judge into like the pantheon would be to win a World Series. But from a standpoint of, okay, I've got it all here for you, because I got to back up my own like emotions with facts.
By the way, because I got Scotty Swingler over here who's ready to join this conversation. So go ahead.
In his career, in his 1,000 games or 999 games, 289 batting average, 406 career on base, 608 career slugging percentage. So his career OPS, for those people who don't know, that's on base plus slugging, almost like the best cumulative characteristic of a hitter is over 1,000. So 1.0 OPS, 320 homers, which is the fastest player to get to that number in 1,000 games.
The fastest of all time.
Yes. He has more home runs than, so it's 320. The next guy is Ryan Howard, your boy, 279 in their first 1,000 games. So he's 41 ahead of the next guy in terms of home runs hit in his career up to 1,000 games. He has 174 WRC plus, which is weighted runs created, which is like a cumulative number of how good a player is compared to the average player. 100 would be average. Judge is 74 points higher than the average player. And he has a career 52.2 WAR, which like 55-ish is Hall of Fame worthy. In his first 1,000 games, Bonds is the only better player ever.
Scotty, who do you think? I mean, just go ahead and join it. We're not trying to make this inflammatory, but it isn't. Let's embrace the little debate here. Nick, Scotty Swingler. Scotty is like, I wouldn't say he vehemently is opposed, but what do you?
That's just a big statement. Like, Barry Bonds played a long time ago at this point. And I think my initial reaction, I was looking at stats as Nick was talking. I really I know this player is complicated. I think it's really hard for me to put anyone above Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, totally fair. Totally fair.
Yeah.
Totally
so that's the name that came to my mind immediately when he said best hitter. I was like, wait, A-Rod literally played for the Yankees in that time. You know,
that's fair.
Rangers fan here. So I had three, and I was like 10 years old as he played for the Texas Rangers. So it was like perfect timing for me to fall in love with it. But
I'll tell you, but A-Rod had the similar problem that Judge had for a really long time, is that like in the playoffs, he shit his pants.
That's true.
And that was something that like in 2009, he got over, and it was like, boom, okay, now we can talk about how truly great Alex Rodriguez is. The only other guy that I would really think of that is in this category, and he's a recent guy, would be like the first 10 years of Albert Pujols'
I was going to say Pujols too. Yeah, that was my next thought.
And Pujols did it in the playoffs, even as a young guy, like even back as far as 2004. So he had 2004, he had when they lost to the Red Sox, but he had 2006, and then they were back there all those years. Like Albert Pujols' decade of dominance was pretty nuts in St. Louis before his foot really screwed him up.
We got to be careful here around Swingler, because he's like the white Stephen A. Smith. He will go.
Oh my gosh, stop
he
it.
will go. He can be bombastic.
For real?
Remember
I love it.
Remember Nicole Cross? She could be.
Oh my God. Yes.
that was our girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty can be a little
Dude, how about Stephen A getting in LeBron James's face? What an utter disaster that was. Like, are you kidding me? I think we talked about that last week. I just can't get it out of my brain. It's just absurd.
I love Stephen A. And that situation was just bizarre enough where I was like, okay, I'm interested. I was talking about it here. It's super weird, but it's super compelling. But then when he said if LeBron had touched him, that he would have swung on him right away.
Dude, you're like 60. Shut up.
It's like, come on, dude. Like that to me
How
is
old
like,
is Stephen A. Smith?
He's got to be close to 60.
Listen, he's out of his mind. That's the evidence he's insane. Is nobody
57.
swings on LeBron James.
57, yeah. Like
that
dude
imagine? Would destroy you.
Did you guys see there was a fight in an airport with the guy who played at Georgia and then transferred to Lamar. He was a DB, had a cup of coffee in the NFL. He was at Newark Airport a couple years ago. I forget the guy's name. You guys can look it up. He was at a United Airports, a United Airlines worker. Did you see this footage? Challenges this dude to a fight. Sucker punches this guy who played in the NFL, right? The dude annihilates him. Now, this is a guy who had This is a guy who had a cup of coffee in the NFL. Like, you just don't I think we forget how supremely talented and equipped these guys are to annihilate the rest of us. Nick, Scotty, can you pull that up real quick?
Yeah. It's what's his face? Hold on, I got it right here. I'm on my computer today. Langley,
ugly,
Brendan Langley.
Brandon Langley. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was wild. Can we throw that up on the video real quick, Scotty? Scotty's working on that. All right.
Yeah.
I got one more thing I want to ask you about, Nick, and I'm putting you on the
Go
spot because I want to make this part of your Friday spots.
Sure.
I know it's difficult for you to do right now because, again, we're right in the moment. Can you give us a prop bet for the weekend that folks can cash in on?
Oh,
do you have one right now?
No, I don't. But
well, that's good. That shows you're legit.
That
shows you're legit.
No, because that's on the spot, and I really have to think about it.
Yeah.
I think I can give you definitely one thing to watch for sure. Okay. If anyone wants to care about something, Phillies play the Dodgers all weekend. That's good series. Yeah, for sure.
5-1 Phils. We got 8-1 when that's over.
We got Yamamoto tonight and and Nola maybe? Is it Nola and Yamamoto today?
I remember one last thing before we get to this video. Scotty's got it. When I was working at Nick and I go all the way back to KNOE, Northeast Louisiana. Nick was a feisty reporter from New York City, son of a cop who just came to Monroe and just turned that city upside down. I mean, he was at City Hall creating all kinds of drama. Anyways, Nicole Cross was doing the noon news, and they were always trying to just force me to get. I was basically Nicole. I worked for Nicole pretty much. So she was like, "You're going to be on the noon show with me today. What do you want to talk about?" She was basically if I'm here till 12:30, so are you, because we both anchored the morning news. And I was like, I got an idea. I'll talk about Aaron Nola's first. It was starting his first game because he played at LSU. It was his first start with the Phillies. And I went and they tossed to me in the studio. I was going to talk about this, but I didn't have my IFB in, and it was a disaster. And the whole thing. And so after the show, I go into Walter's office, our boss, Bob Walters, and he goes, if you had your IFB in, it would have stained your ass a little bit. It looked like a fool. All right, so let's show that fight real quick. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. Check this out.
Many have likely seen this video of an altercation at
Leave the sound up. That's fine.
Oh,
watch. That's how it started.
Learn more of this troubling situation with the non-airline employee being a former member of the Denver Broncos.
I mean, the guy spills over. I mean, the guy Langley, now apparently, he's got to stop it right there. The Langley guy was pushing a wheelchair with his luggage in it. So the guy was probably like, hey, bro, knock it off. Don't put your luggage in a wheelchair. And they had words. But then the United Airlines guy, who's a quasi DJ Khaled, gets in his face and sucker punch.
Dude, my favorite is when they clap their hands and then the hands go up.
The first headline that did come up is charges were dropped against him.
Yeah, they were dropped against him. That's why it's back in the news. That was in 2022. All right, Nick Picht, you're the best. Next Friday, we'll have you back.
We're not going to talk until national title. So quickly, I want to say Go Duke.
Oh gosh, this guy. All right,
Cooper Flag.
America's
Cooper
favorite
Flag.
front runner.
Cooper Flag is going to be the co-star with Victor Wembanyama next year for the Spurs. You heard it here first. Spurs are getting the #1 pick. They're going to end up with Wemby and Flag and De'Aaron Fox.
I hope the next time we see you, Kelvin Sampson is the champion, and they will have beaten Duke on a Friday night. We'll see what happens. All right. That's why they play
We'll
the
see.
games. Nick Pick, we love you. We'll see you
brother.
next Friday.
Yes.
Have a prop bet ready.
All right, bet. I got that.
All right, that's Nick. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, talk a little bit about John Morant's insanity.